all these people should be in church.
So how often do you bleed through your pores and say, that's a problem for future Charlie Ray. I'll deal with that later.
Pull your hand away and it's just coated in blood because you're bleeding out sides of your dick. Big British cock. Do they still have that?
I hope so. So that's the title of the episode. Men under 6 feet don't deserve love.
Recording in progress.
Recording in progress. Sorry, Josh isn't here, so we have to do it for him.
Yes.
I guess we could probably use an old clip of him doing it, but not as much fun.
Recording in progress.
True. True. And you're right. Not as much
fun.
Josh
probably isn't having fun today since he's got no internet, but at least he's moved into his new place.
Hey, man, I tell you what. The internet's one thing. Having a bed to sleep in, that's a whole other level of better.
Well, probably better than living in his van like he originally planned to do if he wasn't able to find a place to live.
Well, yeah.
Wait,
I would say that's true.
Did he buy his van with the intention of living in it, but now that he doesn't have to live in it, would he have picked a different vehicle?
I don't know. Hey, we can't rule out that he still might not end up in that van, so.
Correct. And he can probably use it for all his raw dogging. Probably plenty of room in the back.
Yeah.
A little bit jealous.
Raw dogging's the place to be.
Man,
so.
When's the last time you wore a condom? High school? You know what I mean? Like, really? No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know. I was going to say, personally, for me, last time I wore a condom was, God, 3 years ago, maybe 4.
I wear mine every night when I jerk off. That way I don't have a mess to clean up.
That's a good plan.
It's very expensive because I beat off like 7 times a day. So, wow, that's pricey. That's a hobby.
At your age, it's impressive. I mean, shit, you should be getting arthritis in that elbow by now.
Yeah, but if I use two arms at different times, I mean, the doctor did say that if you release, you have a way less chance of getting prostate cancer. And I figured I release so many times a day, I'm gonna live till I'm about 400. That's the way I figured.
Yeah, could be true. Could not be true. They lie about an awful lot of shit.
Why would they lie about us getting off more? Like that would be a goal for a doctor?
Yeah, it would be a weird one because usually they are the opposite direction. But these days, I trust everybody about as far as I can throw them, and I'm not much of a thrower.
Well,
so
I have a news story here about I don't know what you call it, an affliction that somebody has. Does that make sense? Since we're talking about doctors,
okay.
This sort of like segues into it, does it not?
Sure.
All right. So, sweating blood from her face and the palms of her hands, a 21-year-old woman was admitted to an Italian hospital. Doctors Roberto Magli and Marzia Caproni, both dermatologists at the University of Florence, reported the case on Monday.
Are we sure it's blood and not marinara sauce?
I mean, there's a whole bunch of paragraphs here. We could get there. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm going to read on. The patient, whose identity remains anonymous, as is customary in case studies. So they've thrown her into a case study for Canadian Medical Association Journal. So they're not going to release her name until after the study's done. But she had no signs of scratches or wounds. Her spontaneous bleeding episodes had no obvious trigger, and each instance lasted anywhere from 1 to 5 minutes and then ended all on its own. Sometimes the bleeding occurred while the young woman was sleeping, at other times while she was exercising or physically active. The patient had endured the condition for 3 years before seeking medical help.
Jesus. So
how often do you bleed through your pores and say, that's a problem for future Charlie Ray. I'll deal with that later.
You know, I despise going to doctors, and I haven't been to one in a couple of years, but I can tell you that if I started bleeding just extraneously through like my pores,
yeah,
I would I would change my tune.
Yeah, right. So,
Yeah, I'd be like, "Hey doc, is this normal?"
well, I mean,
You
if you
know.
think about it, Italians are super carefree and relaxed, right?
Yeah.
So maybe she's just like, maybe it is marinara sauce, Charlie, right? Who knows? Let's get there.
It's a little blood.
So, she was embarrassed by the ghoulishness of her symptoms. So the young woman had socially isolated herself and experienced symptoms of major depression as well as panic disorder. Analysis of her skin, where the bleeding had occurred, showed nothing unusual. Test of her blood revealed no coagulation issues or any other problems. So, according to the journal, Magli and Caproni, those are the two doctors we talked about, diagnosed hermatihydrosis, a rare disease marked by spontaneous discharge of blood sweat through intact skin. The doctors first treated her depression and then panic symptoms with an antidepressant and then anti anxiety medication. Next, they prescribed a beta blocker that patients with heart conditions use. This treatment reduced the bleeding but did not end it. I believe that this case is real, said Dr. Jacqueline Duffin, a retired hermatologist and a medical historian and professor at Queen's University in Ontario. Though Duffin did not treat or write about the patient, she explored the history of sweating blood cases, and this particular case in an editorial published this week in the very same journal. So this lady studied this, so this is not a new thing for her, which is weird that there's more than, like, you would think that's a pretty unique situation to be in, right? Where you're sweating blood.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So anyway, Duffin traced the earliest mention of sweating blood back to Aristotle's writing in the 3rd century BC. In two instances, the Greek scientist and philosopher described sweat that either looked like or really was blood. Reading about lots of cases all around the world, Duffin said that they shared surprising similarities in the way they occurred and how they happened. The more research I did historically, the more I realized that people didn't know each other, so maybe they couldn't be inspired by each other. So it's not like you hear, gray alien, big eyes, and then, somebody down the block, gray alien, big eyes. Because once you hear people start talking about a certain thing, you sort of like fall into the belief that that's a thing. But back then, they had no way to really communicate with each other about such a rare thing, right?
Right?
So in the accounts that she read, the most common sites for sweating blood were the forehead, scalp, face, eyes, and ears. Some of them have had it on their trunk. What do you think that is? Your dick?
That's the trunk is your torso.
Lame.
Yeah, I know. Like they want to call that's a weird name to call it, but this part here is
Well, I
your
guess the tree
trunk.
trunk and your arms are
Yeah.
branches. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so some of them have had it on their trunk, some on their limbs. It appears it can be anywhere, said Duffin. Pain or tingling preceded some instances of sweating blood, while several patients experienced headaches or hypertension prior to the sweating of the blood. So,
Jesus, have such high blood pressure, it's just like forcing it out through your pores.
right,
Like what the
pumping it out.
fuck? Yeah.
So it's not exclusive to females, but most patients were women. Although it's horrible to look at and horrible to suffer, it seems not to be associated with any negative health outcomes. So, adding that none of the patients reported in modern times had died of it. Most patients, like the Italian woman, experienced distress, obviously because of it. A couple of the patients Duffin read about were infants, so you really don't know what they're thinking. But I'm sure their parents were fucking freaking out about that shit.
Right.
Doctors are perplexed, and yet it's so obvious and scary looking that the medical conclusion is not for a lack of trying to understand this condition and its cause. And it could be multiple causes. In all the cases that were published, the blood was tested and there was no coagulation problem, including in the case from the woman today. Because the first thing you think is, oh, well, they're a bleeder. They probably have a bleeding disorder. But there was nothing wrong with their blood, so that implies that there's something wrong with their skin. And then they tested that, and it became inconclusive. Nothing wrong with these people's skin as far as they could tell. In some cases, the blood appeared in the sweat ducts, yet the ducts of the patients remained clean of other blood. Skin biopsies appeared normal, while theories abound, none have been proven. So there's no conclusion. Nothing. No solution to it anyway.
Wow.
But yeah, Italian woman was bleeding from her pores and her forehead.
Well, I mean, I guess they bleed from another spot every month. She might have just figured, well, this is just extra, you
Oh,
know.
well, I mean, it's not exclusive to women, unfortunately, throughout
No,
like,
no, no. I mean, okay.
but what if it were?
Approximately how long before you contact the doctor if you started bleeding out your dick?
It
How
would
long?
be It would
Days,
be
months?
as soon as I bled from my dick, I would be messaging anybody I could to solve
Yeah.
this problem.
Oh,
And
so
not just like
I should
your wiener
expect that.
hole.
I should expect that email. Hey, Charlie Ray, I'm bleeding from my dick hole. What should I
No, no,
do?
not my dick hole.
It
It's
was,
out of like the sides of your dick, the
oh,
shaft, right?
you like reach down and grab your dick and you're peeing, and then you pull your hand away and it's just coated in blood because you're bleeding out the sides of your dick.
Yeah, man. I don't care what I had planned for that day. My day instantly changes to hospital. That's it.
I think every guy would say that. You know what? I think every guy would say that, but there's probably the male version of this Italian woman who'd be like, "Eh, I can wipe it up. It's all right."
I don't
I don't
feel
know.
weak.
He
I
doesn't have
feel
to be
good.
Italian, huh?
Yeah, it's fucked up. But hey, there's a lot of fucked up things out there, and hopefully this one gets solved somehow.
So basically, the story at this point is this: they've checked her out, done everything they could. They can't solve the problem, so she just still has to deal with spontaneous bleeding
Yeah, but they
still,
also
like
don't think there
coming.
really is a problem. Like nothing coming from this is detrimental to her. So she's not
Well,
losing
other
blood.
than
But this,
blood.
yeah, but she's not losing so much that it's gonna, hurt her insides. It's just
Yeah.
it's mentally fucking her up.
Well,
But
like,
if she
yeah.
if she learns that it's more normal than abnormal, then she'll might over time
It,
overcome that.
it, it might be one of those psychosemantic things. They say that it's a mind thing and you cause it, and maybe it'll just go away. I still remember that story when they interviewed that lady who had spontaneous orgasms. Like she couldn't stop them. I mean,
Oh,
there's
for like
just
20 years or so, right? Like it was
yeah,
for, yeah, I
yeah,
remember reading about that.
yeah. And like I said, I used to joke and say, "Oh yeah, oh well, bad, rough problem." Until a day when I experienced just a modicum of that to where I couldn't stop it for a couple of hours.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I mean, in retrospect, I should have just taken the day off work, stayed home, and just surfed that fucking bad boy all fucking day long and just fucking enjoyed the fuck out of it. That would have been the intelligent thing to do. The non-intelligent thing to do is what I did. But yeah, it was debilitating. I mean, it really, you're trying to do something and all of a sudden you're just like, "Yeah!" It's not fucking, it's not, it's a challenge. So, well, all I
Well,
can say is to this lady whose name we do not know, that I hope that this works out for her and it goes away on its own and she's okay.
I'm with you, Charlie Ray. I feel the exact
Yeah,
same thing.
yeah. I mean,
Wish people
I
all the
can't.
best.
That's right. I do
Even
wish
people
people
that
all the best.
you don't like. Maybe.
There are people I don't wish the best today, though. And that was every single person who decided that 20 minutes after opening that it was time for a boogaloo at fucking Costco this morning. So
I have
I
no idea what
swear,
you're talking about.
basically it was like the place just opened on a Sunday morning and it was packed like it was Christmas time. I'm like, what in the fuck, man?
Well, I mean,
I,
most
you
people
know,
don't work weekends, so it makes sense. Most people want to get their
yeah.
shopping done before the end of the day, before their week starts. So
Well,
Sunday is
all
logical.
these, all these people should be in church.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just getting really frustrated because at this point in time, there is no decent time to go to Costco. It is always like it used to be only around like Christmas and holidays and stuff like super packed. It is like that all the time. And my
Well,
theory is
uh,
that every single person in my county has a Costco membership at this point. And I'm seriously thinking about not renewing my
but
membership.
why do you think they prefer Costco over all the other places?
Uh, because everybody wants to buy a bunch of shit.
Well, I think it's because everywhere is really expensive, so the more bulk you buy, you're paying less per item. So it makes sense to
Which
shop at Costco.
which is true and perfectly fine. However, as a single guy, I don't need that. I don't need that stress.
Well, then you don't need to
So
shop at Costco.
exactly, and I'm thinking seriously about not shopping at Costco anymore
I
because
haven't been to a Costco in like 20 years. They're building one in my town literally right now. So it's
they're
gonna,
building one in your actual town.
yep.
Wow.
All the ground is cleared and it's all being bulldozed and shit, and foundations are being laid. But it's been like 7 years in the making, and
Oh,
finally it's
wow.
happening. I don't know where they're going to find the employees for it. I mean, clearly the people from Walmart and Superstore are all 90% of them are going to quit to look
Right.
for a better job, right?
Right. Right.
So I think that's the route that's going to go. But then all the other places are going to be short-staffed. I don't know if I'm going to get a Costco membership. I don't buy bulk. I don't, my freezer is like empty. My fridge is empty. I literally grocery shop 5 days a week.
Well, if you were a different type of business owner, you probably would.
Mm, yes, that is correct. If I wanted to break the rules, but
Exactly.
I know what
Exactly.
you're getting at.
Yeah,
But
yeah, you know what I'm getting at. Yeah, I'm surprised with your town. Do you think it's big enough that it will support Costco
I
or it's going to
don't
blow
think it is. But
a
there's
bunch of people out of business?
literally every single person who's mentioned it goes and does like Costco runs every 2 weeks in Edmonton.
So
So
they just won't be going to Edmonton
they just
anymore. So
won't be
Edmonton,
spending the
right.
5 hours of driving and the $100 in gas. Instead, they're
Well, that
just
would
gonna,
suck.
well,
Yeah.
that's how much it costs, right? Like,
Well, yeah. I mean, if I had to make that kind of investment to go to Costco every time, I'm like, I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't do it. I
Uh,
mean, are you going to be safe? I mean, you're going there for other things. In my mind,
yeah.
I'd be going there for
Yeah.
more than just that. But you also can't buy a truckload full of groceries and then go to the fucking mall or to a movie because shit's going to melt.
Well, well, it depends on the time of year up there. It might freeze even more.
True.
But yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I do have things that I enjoy getting at Costco, and overall, I'm a fan of their business model, whatever, et cetera, et cetera. Every business can compete in the market, whatever. I just personally am tired of I hate going to places that are ass packed of
Oh, it
people.
looks like you're going
And
to be a Walmart fan again.
no, I don't really like going to Walmart's either. I don't really like any place, to be honest. Let's just make that clear.
See,
Uh,
I'm a grocery
I
fan. Like next week, I
yeah,
am going to be in England, and I've already mapped out a place on the map on day one with my car rental where I can stop at a Tesco. And Tesco is like the Walmart of the UK.
right,
And I've already marked because I'm going to buy a whole bunch of groceries for my like 5 days driving around in a car. So, you know,
right,
pepperoni sticks and buns and water, and I'm going to buy a bunch of snacks and shit. But yeah, it's going to be like one of my first stops is to load up the car with groceries for 5 days. That way I don't have to constantly be eating out.
right.
I'm going to do a nice meal every day somewhere.
Yeah,
And I'm definitely going to be doing a McDonald's run in both England, well, both like England and Scotland. Even though it's both the UK, they might have the exact same menu. But there's a Frank's Red Hot McCrispy. So I like Frank's. I'm going to try that. And they also have a Frank's Red Hot mayonnaise as a dip, which I'm going to bring a couple back to Canada for people.
nice,
And they always have really good McFlurries with like real blueberries or like real
Mm,
fruit in it. Like a McFlurry with fucking blueberries. Like, you gotta be kidding me.
nice.
So
Well,
yeah,
you'll have a good time.
I hope so.
It'll be hopefully decent weather and it
Nope,
won't
it's
rain
raining.
too
Just checked
much.
it. Every fucking day is
Oh,
raining.
oh,
Every
awesome.
fucking day. I mean, it's fucking England. What do you expect?
I don't know. Enough people seem to want to go there. I don't know why exactly, but they do.
I mean, I can't complain because there's only been like, I've been to the UK, England, Scotland, and Ireland, I would say totaling 20 days in my life, 20 days spent in these three countries, maybe more. And I only recall rain twice.
Oh,
So,
well,
right. And I've gone
yeah,
in
lucky.
November, and I've gone in August, and I've gone in June, I've gone in July. So I've gone in different times of the year, I guess.
I was gonna say I spent like 5 days there in May of 2010, and it did not rain while I
Yeah.
was there.
See,
So
that's good.
yeah, it was good.
Now,
And
are we telling the truth or are we lying?
that's the truth.
All right. Do you want to play a game called Two Truths and a Lie?
Two toots and a lie,
Two,
sure.
two truths and a lie. So I've got two things here. There's two, and one is about Planet Hollywood. Do you remember what Planet Hollywood is?
Yeah,
Have you ever gone to a Planet
yeah.
Hollywood?
I have actually. I got a Planet Hollywood shirt.
Hmm.
I
I
went
have
to
been
Planet
there.
Hollywood. I went to Planet Hollywood in the Mall of America in Minneapolis
Nice.
at when I was on my honeymoon to my first marriage.
I did one in like Beverly Hills, Hollywood area,
Hmm.
and I've done the one in Vegas. And then they had a fucking hotel there, Planet Hollywood Hotel. And I don't know.
They're all closed now, right?
Well,
They've all been closed for some time, right?
I don't know. Let's find out. Oh,
Hmm,
maybe I have that here. So, Planet
maybe.
Hollywood, two truths and one lie. Number one of the original owners of Planet Hollywood is also the founder of the sandwich company, Earl of Sandwich.
Okay.
Number two, out of the first four owners, only Sylvester Stallone still has shares in the company.
Okay.
Number three, Planet Hollywood only has three locations left after shutting down 57 of them or since their inception.
I'm gonna say the Earl of Sandwich is a lie.
Strangely enough, there was a guy named Earl that used to work at another company. I don't remember what it was called. And I think it might be Hard Rock Cafe. So he was like one of the CEO or high up in the Hard Rock Cafe. And then he approached fucking Hollywood people and Stallone and Schwarzenegger and Bruce Willis got on board.
Hmm.
And the four
Yep.
of them actually started Planet Hollywood. And then they created a thing with shares. So Whoopi Goldberg and Demi Moore bought a whole bunch of shares in it, and then they weren't selling shares after that. So Demi Moore and Whoopi Goldberg actually owned pieces of it, but they weren't like the people that started it, like Bruce Willis, Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and this guy named Earl something or other. But yeah, he spun off and created Earl of Sandwich.
Hmm.
So it's actually named after him. The
So
one that
that means that probably number two is a lie then.
correct. All of them have backed out except for Sylvester Stallone is part of it and Earl of Sandwich, the guy.
Hmm.
But like Schwarzenegger dumped his shares, Bruce Willis dumped his shares, Whoopi Goldberg, Demi Moore all dumped their shares. But Sylvester Stallone still owns a piece of it. Not a lot, but a little bit.
I find it sad that those, I mean, okay, don't get me wrong, those places were a little high priced and schlocky, but it was still kind of fun to check them out and walk
Yep.
around and look at shit.
If you're into movies,
Uh,
fuck yeah.
yeah, yeah. Uh, I, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, to me, owning something like that would be cool and awesome as long as you got good food. I mean, obviously the food has to be worth stopping in. If it sucks, you're not going to go there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's like a lot of the Hard Rock uh places are going under too. So,
I mean that's in my world that's understandable. Like when you think about it, the food industry, massive amounts of competition. And I think 20 years ago, people were done with your rock star signed guitar and your Arnold Schwarzenegger signed leather jacket. Like, they just don't care. That's not what drives you to come. I mean, when it first came out, yeah, super kitschy. You want to go see all that shit. But after you've been to
mhm.
like three Hard Rock cafes, do you ever need to go to another one?
No,
Right?
no.
Ever, unless the food
I,
brings you back.
yeah. I went to several like I went to like Las Vegas, I went to San Diego, I went to Los Angeles, I went to because basically it was all in one trip. I was like doing a whole trip around California. I
Yeah.
went to San Francisco, I think. But other than that, I think I went to the one. There was one in St. Louis. I don't know if it's still there or not. Think I went to that one too. But no, I don't know to be honest. Well, here's the thing. I think the market for that is just they're dying off. All the people who would fucking be down for that, because none of these younger kids give two fucks.
No,
They give no fucks.
that's true. I mean, they will watch the same show like 50 times though. You know what I mean? Like they'll find a show and that's the thing they watch all the time.
Yeah,
Like, well, why don't you watch new stuff? Movie theaters are dead. Like when I go to the movies, they're fucking empty.
yeah.
People don't care about that sort of thing. Yet those places like Netflix and stuff are just pumping out content.
Oh yeah.
So they're still making money, and
I'm
people are
pissed that
still.
I don't have Apple TV and I'm not gonna get it. So
You should. Apple TV's got fucking quality shit on it, man.
I want to watch that Murder Bot show.
Just
I've watched clips of it. It's pretty cool.
that's on my list, but I'm waiting until they're all out. Apple does a weekly thing. They don't
Hmm.
release it all at once. And
Yeah.
Murderbot is the only thing on Apple right now that I want to watch that I haven't already seen.
What else is on there?
Ooh, Your Friends and Neighbors with John Hamm, and he gets fired and starts stealing from all the rich people in his neighborhood, and then he gets accused of murder. It's pretty fucking
Nice.
awesome. Yeah, Amanda Peet, John Hamm, Olivia Munn.
Hmm.
Fuck yeah. Like fantastic. Ted Lasso, obviously.
Yeah.
Amazing show. The Studio with Seth Rogen was pretty damn good.
Well, yeah.
Physical was good. I mean, Acapulco, amazing show.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of this show? It's not on Apple.
Dark Gently.
The Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency. It stars whoever the Samuel Barnett guy is, but Elijah Wood is the
Really?
other main guy.
He's a
But it's
Hobbit.
really cool because there's this character in there whose name is like Bart, but it's like a chick, and this actress is the daughter of the guy who voiced Chucky. And so
Okay.
she sounds kind of like him a little bit, but basically she's almost like this angel of death. She goes around and she basically can't be killed, but I mean she can, but it's really difficult. Like people try to like shoot her and like the gun blows up in their hand, or
Huh.
they throw something at her and it like ricochets off the wall and comes back and hits them. But basically her job is to go around and to kill people who deserve to be killed. Basically, like
Huh.
that's what she does.
I would love that job.
Yeah. Anyway, watch a couple of clips,
Wait,
like on YouTube or whatever.
did she get to
But
decide who deserves to die, or is she sent from a higher
she never
power?
knows. She just goes about her life, and then like she interacts with people, and it's like, well, if I end up killing you, you deserve to die. I mean, there's like a reason. It's like fate places
Okay.
her where it
So it's
wants
not
her
like
to
a
be.
government job. It's like a
No, 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 no. It's totally.
powers that
But
be have decided that person's no longer worth living.
yeah, it's pretty awesome. I love the clips I've seen with her. I haven't watched the show yet, but it seems pretty cool. It's a
Nice.
BBC show. So big bold cock,
Oh.
big bold,
Oh yeah, that I was
yeah,
like,
big
where's
big British
BBC?
cock. Do they still
Dude,
have that?
I hope so.
But yeah, Apple TV sounds cool. I would like to be able
It's
to
worth
to
it. Just
watch some of
get
those
it for a
shows.
month and just motor through like 7 TV series they have. They're such an easy watch. All of them are really
Yeah.
easy to watch.
Well, now that I'm home quite a bit, like I said, I'm trying to this life's killing me right now, man. I tell you, it's rough. So today's fun. Today's fun with Charlie Ray was how to wash your mom. Yes, that was a fun one.
Which parts of your mom?
What do you think?
I'm thinking back door, front door.
I'm thinking all over.
Oh,
So yeah,
yeah. I
but
mean,
including those, yes.
do you remember?
So now I've seen something I've never wanted to see in my entire life.
Uh, well, I mean, I guess it all comes full circle because she had to do that with you.
Well, sort of, but yeah.
Well,
Uh,
who watched you?
I don't remember.
Exactly. But she remembers it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what's really odd about it though is like,
Let me guess. You get turned on?
no,
Okay, so that's not the weird part.
I am literally so dead inside, it doesn't even bother me. It's just like, let's get this fucking over with. I got shit to do.
You're like the Vietnam vet who's seen some shit.
The 1,000 yard stare. They talk
Yeah.
about vets with the 1,000 yard stare from all the things they've seen.
Yeah.
Right here.
It could be worse. He could not be around at all. You know what I mean? So
I know. I know.
there's worse
It's
situations. That one's pretty terrible, but there are worse situations.
that last year with my puppy when I was having to put down 20 pee pads a day and clean up shit was not fun
Yeah.
either.
Have you tried that?
Anyway, it is what it is, man. I mean, it's not fun. I I feel for people who are also going through the same experience and those who don't know that they're going to be going through that experience but will.
And
Could
also,
be you.
I want to throw like my kudos out to the people who do that job for a living and not
Yeah.
reluctantly doing it, but they do it because they genuinely want to help someone, right? Like I don't have that kind of soul or heart or feeling in my body that would allow me to do that job just to a
For as a
person in the
job.
living room. Yeah.
No.
I mean, I would obviously be like, oh, how much money? Yeah, I would do it for money. But the people that do it for the love of another human being, fuck, man, that's beyond my comprehension. Good for them.
You mean like for the love of another human being that's a stranger, not family, is what you're
Exactly.
saying,
Well,
right?
no,
Okay,
families
yeah, yeah.
is it's a job you have to do, right?
Well, in my opinion, yes, but there are people who are like, fuck no.
Yeah.
And like I said, you got three options. You walk away, disappear out of their life, and you're a piece of shit. You make enough money that you can afford to pay somebody else to do it,
Yeah.
or you do it. That's basically the three options. I can't think of anything beyond those three.
And I mean, you're not rich and you're not a fucking asshole, so guess which option you have to choose?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you know what? It makes me a good human being, right?
That does make you a good human being.
You would think that would have the girls lined up running to take me out the door. It's like, man, what a stand-up guy. And when I
Well,
get old, he'll take care of me. Yeah, it's like, no, that is not how it works.
well,
Oh,
maybe they.
speaking of which, here, this will be a nice little transition for a second.
Well, it's like we
Speaking
should
of
probably
which,
end the show on a high note instead of this
yeah,
somber stuff.
I'll take it to a high note.
All right.
This will talk about the future, the highly successful future of online dating. So speaking of women chasing after guys, Tinder has introduced the option to where women you have to specify your height, and women can now screen for a height. So that ought to drastically increase the number of matches that men are getting on Tinder, right? Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, uh-huh, right?
So let me figure this out. The option women have now, can men have it as well, or is it only for women?
Well, you have to set your height, but they can set their search criteria. So, like, say for example,
Yeah.
like for myself, I'm 5'9", 5'10". If I've got shoes that are on and feeling sassy, if I put it down legitimately, and I say, let me just say, I say 5'10".
Yeah.
Well, the girls all put 6 foot or above. You'll never even pop up to even be seen to be rejected for my facial anomalies, you know.
Well,
So,
let's see how well that works for the women who are that picky. Clearly, they're still on the dating app, so they haven't found what they're
yes,
looking for because their criteria is way too fucking high.
yes, yes.
So
So.
good luck with
So
that.
that's my cheery part right there. See how much it's making me
Yes, it
smile?
makes everybody happy to know that as men under 6 feet, we're all pieces of shit and don't deserve love. That's it.
Exactly. That's right. You
So
know what? I don't care.
so
I
that's the
don't
title
care.
of the
Like I
episode.
said,
Men under six
yes.
feet don't deserve love.
That's right. There you go.
Uh, you want to
I'd
leave
say
the
that's
listeners
what's
with
that?
that little juicy morsel?
Unless you got something else to add to it.
No, I think that's a
Y-
pretty happy note. It's pretty funny.
I thought it was hilarious. This was just announced the last couple of days, and I've been wanting to talk about it. So uh, I segued off of the other material. So.
So time to say peace out to the know-it-alls.
That's right. Peace out. We'll be back in another episode for more answers for everything,
Correct. Or answers for something or anything, maybe.
or just general musings about nothing.
Correct. All right. Peace out.
Yes. Peace out. I am going to get to have In-N-Out Burger at least 2 times this next week. So,
Oh,
yay
Nice.
lucky.
me.
I don't get it till I
Yes.
get to Phoenix in April.
Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
Jasmine
Yeah.
Garden today, so
Oh,
fuck y'all.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
So
sure that was
fucking
better.
good.
I'm sure that's better than Sang Sang that I had Saturday night here.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Sure, it was way better. I had some pad thai that was really heavy. That's not how
Josh
you
had
want your
some
pad thai.
Mandarin.
I had number four with a
Number
side of
four.
lemon and chicken
Uh,
sauce.
So number
That's what I was
four
saying. And what'd
is
you have to eat?
chow mein and almond chicken.
No, it's fried rice, almond chicken, and sweet and sour pork, and then I got a side of the lemon chicken sauce to put
Yeah.
on the chicken.
Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah.
Yep. It's one of my favorite
Mm,
things. The three and
all right.
four are the two that I would get.
Me too. Three and
So,
four.
and I
And I
take,
interchange in between this day I'll get this time I'll get this.
well, sometimes I get the three and the four, and then I just put it in my fridge at the hotel when I'm in town, and I'll just eat it cold later.
You got it souped up
Wow.
last time too. Didn't you get like an extra portion or something?
I might have, I don't remember. I
For like
was,
$5 extra. She just
yeah,
hooked you up.
so
Mm,
good.
So fucking good.
okay.
All right, well,
Making me
have a good
hungry.
rest of your vacation there, Charlie Ray, and I hope everything gets better with your moss.
Good luck with the foot.
Yeah, yeah, because let me tell you, I can't have a mom without a foot. That is not going to work for my life. So,
Well, I
or
mean,
hers, or
yeah, I was gonna
hers.
say her life might be a little bit worse off than yours
Yeah.
at that point.